I'm a girl on fire, I'm not a victim. A girl on fire, I'll stand my ground. Girl on fire, I've made a choice, I stand proud. I'm a girl on fire. I'm a mother, a daughter, a sister, a friend. I'm every woman. I have taken up arms and I choose to defend all that.
Vanette Oxley here for Tack Shack Tactical TV and Ghosts of Girls on Fire, 60 days of action for no violence against women and children. I'm here with the lovely Rachel. Welcome, Rachel, and thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with who is Rachel? Who are you? Where do you come from and who are you?
So I was born and raised here in Joburg, lived my whole life here, went to school here, work in the area now, I think it's just about going through the motion and giving back where you can and ensuring that you leave a better future for those to come.
Absolutely. So let's start with you. You're Rachel, aka Havoc. Why are you called Havoc?
So I got involved with Tornado Blockwatch when it was still in existence, before I knew about AfriForum, and then from there I got involved with AfriForum, and I think a lot of it came from the fact that not many people expect women to be out in the streets, after dark, trying to make sure that things are safer and better for those who are still at home. Rolling with the guys, being able to keep your own and to handle yourself, and from there just developed into Havoc, creating havoc for the suspects on the road and in the streets, and not expecting it.
Why did you start doing this? What was the starting point of this?
The starting point is not so much like the thing that's important, but it started, my parents were patrollers, and we used to patrol with them. It was like a Friday night, 2 hours, and then go home and sleep. But what kept me there was, I think, the community that you build within, those patrollers. They become like your family, where when you're in need, everyone rocks up. It's not just the aunt or the uncle, it's basically the whole community. And for me, that was something really special. And then obviously, the good that you bring about in the community, and the peace that you bring for some people, and being there for people in their moments of need, when they feel like, like this is the worst moment of their life, you can bring them just a little bit of something that is where other people are not able to do that.
So what is you have a day job?
Yeah, I do have a day job.
And then, so let's tell me a little bit about that, and tell me then, do you patrol every evening? What is your schedule like?
So I work at a school as a sports administrator. And in terms of patrolling, it's basically weekends, Friday, Saturday night. We do what we call park runs every so now and again, which is not what you think a park run is. Basically,
you're at the park.
Different green belts, where there's a lot of homeless people staying in like little camps that have grown up, and so we just go in and clean up, literally take out all the rubbish, try and clean the green belt, and a lot of crime happens because they run into the green belt and stash whatever they've stolen or whatever the case is. So just try and keep that environment safe. And then we have, if there's ever an emergency that pops up, we'll respond to that. So patrolling basically Friday, Saturday night, but responding is a 24-hour. When you're available, you're there.
How bad is crime out there? What is your worst call that you had, and are you scared sometimes?
I think us as AfriForum, we respond a lot to street crime, house break-ins, and then obviously your house fires and stuff that get posted on community groups, because that's people's, they can phone the fire department, but often they don't even get through, so they post on a community group, listen, who can help. So there's that, and then obviously accidents. But there's a lot of crime out there. There was the butcher that got kidnapped the other day, so thankfully he's been found safe now. But I think the crime that happens, what we think is only like overseas, is starting to happen here. Your kidnappings and ransoms and stuff, where like I wouldn't even have dreamt of that. So it's definitely getting worse, and I think worse on the scale that it's the bigger stuff. It's not the petty little jumping walls and stuff. And in terms of our worst, it would have to be an accident. There's been a bike accident. Thankfully, it was just one biker hit a wall. It was pretty gruesome. And then for me, the gruesome is not nice, but the worst is when the family arrives, and like there is literally nothing that you can do to make anything better in that moment, so what do? You just stand there and say you're sorry. So, yeah.
So, what do you see your future like in this environment? What would you like to do?
I think definitely, so just something else in terms of AfriForum, me and another patroller are now youth leaders. So AfriForum has started a youth division in Roodepoort, and getting youth involved in not patrolling necessarily, but protecting our environment and our culture and how we want things in this country, because AfriForum's slogan is on self. We will do it ourselves, because nobody's going to do it for us, and if we're not, then we have a big problem. So getting the youth involved in that and beginning to realize that it's up to us. That's all that there is. And so I think in terms of my future, it's one, growing that youth division so that there's some sort of hope for us in this country, and then being more actively involved in giving back to the community in a way that they don't have to depend on other people for their safety, so that they know that in that very moment there is someone that can maybe respond, but I don't need it because I can protect myself.
And that's basically our motto as well, very much. Is sometimes when it happens, even if you are there, you've got security. They're still 3, 4, 5 minutes away, and you can be dead in that time.
Definitely.
So if you don't take control over your own security, then you're not going to win. Do you think you're also involved in sports, to get kids involved in sport? Also sort of a charity type thing from your side?
I actually play sports still. I play cricket. I play for Langley Cricket Club, but I am also a selector for the Lions women's cricket side, and I'm the under 16 assistant coach. So there are, the coaching, obviously that's I get paid for that at the end of the year, but in terms of the selection and the administration and stuff, that's just something that we do to grow the game, so that there's opportunity for girls, because a lot of what keeps people off the streets is sport, something for them to do after school, something for them to do on the weekends, and in terms of, just like a lot of our kids, they come to a game, they get fed. That's probably the only good meal they get that whole day, so...
Maybe the whole week if they don't only train once a week.
Yeah. So, it's not just about the sport, it's much bigger than that. My thing as a coach is, a good coach can change a game, but a great coach can change a life. So I'm not there just for the sport. I really want the kids that I'm involved with, that I coach, they must at the end of the day be better human beings for whatever they learn. And for me, that's the most important thing, is that they can walk away and be better people within the society that they live in.
So tell me, do you think that crime against women is increasing, or is it the same? How do you find the gender-based violence out there? Do you experience any of that during your patrols?
I definitely do think that gender-based violence is a growing thing, and it's not good, obviously. The Lions and actually Cricket South Africa had a thing, Stop Gender-Based Violence. They put it on all of their shirts and everything. So that's a positive thing from their side to try and promote that it is a problem and that we need to fix it. We have had so many calls in terms of patrolling to say, like, listen, this guy's beating his girlfriend or his wife, or they've had too much to drink and now they're fighting, and he's chucked her out and she's locked him out of the house, and it's just, and you rock up on the scene and you just try and calm the situation. But the most difficult thing is that so many times when they become sober, that they all love each other again. And I understand that, maybe they say sometimes love is blind, but they keep putting themselves back in that situation. So there has to come a point where they also realize, okay, maybe let me pull myself out of this situation. And I think that comes from an educational point of view, where they need to be educated to say, listen, you can't just keep going back. It's never going to change. So, yeah.
Okay. If you've got a message out there for other ladies that would like to do what you do, and also because we've changed it from activism to action, because people can say stop raping women, stop doing stuff, but not a lot of people actually do something, and you're doing something which is basically action. What is your message out there for other ladies?
I think it's very important to know that you can. You are capable, you are strong enough, and you don't need anyone's permission to look after yourself. You can go out there, you can get, whether it's karate training or self-defense or Krav Maga or whatever, owning a firearm. You can 100% take control of your situation, look after yourself, and ensure that you do the best for you, and if you have kids or family or whatever, that you can protect you and all of them.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for talking to me.
Thank you.
I have practiced and trained, fear won't control me. With my sisters in arms, we will make ourselves heard, we'll stand together. I'm a girl on fire.